Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
We'll tell you why you should take back your outdated prescription drugs this Saturday. Also, the results of a crackdown on teenage seatbelt usage and why it's necessary. Plus, the first part in our series on U.S. Tool, a look back at yesterday. All of these stories and our stormy skies ahead.
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins, and here are the top stories we're working on for you this hour. This Saturday is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Now, anyone with unwanted or outdated drugs can turn them in at a number of locations in the listening and viewing area. Judy Boring of USA Drug says it's a good way of keeping drugs out of the wrong hands.
1 in 5 teens abuse prescription drugs, and 70% of them get them from family and friends. And you run the risk of them falling into the wrong hands. It's just a good thing to do to get those prescriptions to a proper disposal site.
The Drug Enforcement Agency says 3 previous take-back days resulted in nearly 1 million pounds of prescription drugs being turned in. In the 18 Eyewitness News viewing area, you can turn in your prescription drugs at USA Drug locations in Farmington, Deloge, Bonne Terre, and the Arcadia Valley, at Fredericktown's Walmart and the Perryville Police Department, along with the Stoddard and Reynolds County Sheriff's Departments. Now let's check in with Dustin Kopp, our chief weathercaster, and I'm afraid he's got some stormy weather ahead. Let's find out.
Fred, currently at this hour we have temperatures in the low 80s. It's nice out there temperature-wise. 80 degrees in Fredericktown and St. Genevieve. Cape Girardeau, a little bit warmer down to our south at Piedmont and Poplar Bluff at 81. This evening we're going to continue to see a chance of thunderstorms throughout the evening hours. Around 80 degrees by 7 p.m., 76 by 9, and 71 by midnight. What's in store for your bus stop in the morning? Another chance of some thunderstorms in the forecast with a temperature of 66 degrees. I'll give you the latest on the chances of thunderstorms into the weekend. All that coming up later in weather.
A Kennett teenager will be in a Wayne County courtroom June 28th to face charges in connection with an accident that injured 5 teenagers. 18-year-old Matthew Traynor is facing 4 charges of felony assault and driving while intoxicating, leading to the injury. Now, on Sunday, April the 15th at 2:30 in the morning, the teenager was driving westbound on Route B about 1.5 miles west of Route U when he ran off the right side of the road and struck several trees. While Traynor wasn't injured, 5 of his passengers were. They included 18-year-old Carrie Adams, 20-year-old Samuel Carroll, and 22-year-old Ashley Shelton, all of Piedmont, as well as 16-year-old Christina Sullivan of Patterson. They were all taken to Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center with moderate injuries. The 5th passenger, 22-year-old Ryan Hicks of Piedmont, was taken by Aerovac to St. John's Hospital in St. Louis with serious injuries. Farmington police issued a total of 122 traffic tickets during their crackdown last month on teenage drivers who are not wearing a seatbelt. Now, from March 15th through the 31st, the department joined a statewide enforcement effort to improve teenage seatbelt usage. Sergeant Samuel Weekly outlines the various infractions ticketed during the campaign.
34 seatbelt tickets were part of that, 12 speeding, 10 DWIs, 66 other traffic violations, along with 4 felony arrests were as a result of this crackdown.
According to the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, 1 in 3 Missouri teenagers do not wear their seatbelts. Sergeant Weekly says authorities use enforcement efforts to emphasize to teens the importance of wearing seatbelts.
If you just look at the crash statistics on the Missouri website and you look at fatals, you can see it's a pretty clear picture in my mind, or my opinion at least, that seatbelts, not using them certainly can have bad results. Many of the fatal accidents in this state, as well as others, are because people weren't wearing their seatbelts.
Weekly says the goal of the seatbelt crackdown is to save lives and build a habit that will last a lifetime. The possibility of an Amtrak stop at Arcadia Valley's Whistle Stop Junction is closer to reality. now that Amtrak has given its approval. President of Our Town Tomorrow, Carol Kelsheimer, says this is the farthest that any group has gotten in 20 years.
Amtrak has already approved it. They're in agreement with it. It's just, working with Union Pacific and get them to approve it, to approve the stop. So Amtrak has already approved it.
Kelsheimer says while they work with Union Pacific, they're continuing to make Whistle Stop Junction a nice place to visit, featuring the caboose that they installed last fall.
We are also going to be buying some nice picnic tables to go around for when the people stop, that they can sit outside or inside, and then go in through the caboose and visit the inside of it. And right now, starting out, it'll just be sort of like a tourist attraction.
Kelsheimer says other recent improvements include 200 feet of wrought iron fence.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Dawn Arnold, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
For more than 55 years, U.S. Tool Group has called its home in Deloge. But with the purchase of the Little Tykes facility in Farmington, the company is expected to move next year. U.S. Tool President Bruce Williams spent some time with 18 Eyewitness News reflecting about his company. Williams took us to U.S. Tool's grinding original building.
Actually, my father in 1958 started U.S. Tool Grinding here in this building right here. It was a merchant's dairy, and it was actually the only building available in the county. And he rented the building and or bought the building and moved into it and started production about a month later.
And Williams adds there was a specific reason for the address his father gave the building.
The first day that my father opened up, he was sitting in the office in here, or actually in the production area, and the mailman came in and said, "What's the address of your facility here?" And he said, "Well, that's 34 Birch Street." And my father chose that number because that was his lucky number, because it was his horse in military school.
Williams says the building has served the company well, from the early days of just 20 employees to now more than 600 across the United States. In tomorrow's report, we'll look at U.S. Tool's growth to become the largest tool and drill reconditioning company in the world. You may think that your community has good tasting water, but the folks in Ripley County know for sure because they've won a contest. The Ripley County Water District number 1 is a top 5 finalist, and the only one from southeast Missouri selected as the best tasting water by the Missouri Rural Water Association. Here's manager Rodney Holder.
Of course, when you start off with clear groundwater in the first place, because almost every one of our creeks and streams down here in Ripley County, are flowing over bedrock, and they're all almost clear, and then that's seeping down through the cracks and crevices of the rocks and natural minerals. I guess that's what we're pulling back up and servicing to the customers.
Holder says Ripley County is blessed with a number of natural water resources such as the Current River, streams, and springs. Well, the warmer temperatures are just another sign that Ellington's spring fever days are coming up. Eric Mansfield with the Chamber of Commerce says folks can look forward to an expanded car and boat show, as well as the fun and entertainment they've come to expect. Eric says they've also brought back some favorite food vendors and added some new ones as well.
The group out of St. Louis that does the shish kebabs, once again, we've got a hot dog connoisseur. I think he's got 20-some different pre-planned toppings you can put on your hot dog, of course, including Chicago-style or St. Louis-style hot dogs.
Eric notes they still have booth spaces for craft vendors, and given the timing, sellers and buyers should have a very good weekend.
And that being the Friday and Saturday before Mother's Day, that Sunday, that's a wonderful opportunity to vend your craft, also a wonderful opportunity to come and pick up some kind of a wonderful gift for your mother.
Ellington's Spring Fever Days are May 11th and 12th. Mineral Area College's Summer Enrichment Program, College for Kids, is inviting folks to take part in their scholarship fundraiser that'll be happening this Saturday morning. Continuing Education Director Pam Watkins explains how this year's event, CalChip, works.
What we do is we're selling squares on a giant field, and then we'll bring a cow out on April 28th at 10 o'clock in the morning, and if the cow takes care of business in your square, then you get to split the jackpot with us.
You can buy squares in the pasture grid through Pam's office at Mac, or you can see the list of other locations by clicking on this story at our website, froggy96online.com. The money raised will pay for 1-week scholarship for qualifying students. Pam adds that ticket holders don't have to be present to win, but it will be fun to see a cow on Mac's campus.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Temperatures are going to continue to be near the 80-degree mark for Thursday. However, it's going to be a little bit cooler for the weekend as thunderstorms continue through, and then some storms on Friday could be on the severe side. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the low 80s, 80 degrees right now in Cape Girardeau and St. Genevieve, 82 right now in Ironton as well as in Potosi, Ellington right now at 81 as well as in Van Buren. Here at the station we have a current temperature of 82 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky, and we are seeing some thunderstorms right now. Here in southeast Missouri, we're going to continue to see that cold front push through and continue to give us a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We will see that for the next several days here in southeast Missouri. So for tonight, we'll see a low around 63 degrees under a partly to mostly cloudy sky, chance of thunderstorms. Southwest wind 10 to 15, low 60 in Festus, 61 in St. Genevieve, 62 in Ironton, as well as in Ellington and Piedmont. A little bit cooler down to our south in Van Buren at 59. Tomorrow, we'll see a high near 80 in most areas, some a little bit cooler than that. Showers and thunderstorms possible. 76 in Festus, 77 in St. Genevieve, 78 in Potosi, 83 down in Van Buren. The next several days are looking like this. Another chance of some thunderstorms on Friday. Some of those thunderstorms could be on the severe side, high of 69 degrees, low of 58, 69 on Saturday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, otherwise mostly cloudy. And then partly sunny skies on Sunday with a high of 61, 63, and showers and thunderstorms possible on Monday. Tuesday, warmer, but another chance of some thunderstorms in the forecast. And then on Wednesday, finally clearing out with temperature around 78 degrees. Another look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. We'll see showers and thunderstorms likely on Saturday with a high of 69, low of 46. And then on Sunday, plenty of sunshine with a high of 61. That's Check of your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details are located at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News with Jeremy Martin.
Cardinals outfielder John Jay was relieved when he returned to the club after a scan of his injured right shoulder showed there was no significant structural damage inside the joint. Diagnosed with a shoulder sprain, Jay is available to pinch run and has resumed taking batting practice. The results of the scan taken of the shoulder area means the team does not expect to put Jay on the disabled list. Cardinals manager Mike Matheny expects Jay to return to the lineup this weekend when the Redbirds host Milwaukee. Jay slammed his right shoulder into the outfield wall at Busch last Thursday. Then on Sunday, he felt resistance in the shoulder as he tried to extend through his swing. Jay said his swing felt different, as if his body was keeping him from causing more pain. Blues forward David Backes is one of the 3 finalists for the Selke Trophy as the NHL's top defensive forward. Pavel Datsyuk of Detroit and Patrick Bergeron of Boston are the other finalists. Backes told reporters, quote, "It's quite an honor to be up for any award. I'm honored and humbled, but our work here isn't done yet," end quote. Coach Ken Hitchcock calls the Selke one of the most valuable awards in the league. Backes is tied for the club lead with 54 points on 24 goals and 30 assists, while earning the 3rd best plus-minus among Blues forwards and the 7th best home ice plus-minus among all NHL forwards. Quarterback Kellen Clemens is rejoining the Rams. With injuries at the quarterback position piling up, Clemens joined the Rams for the final 4 weeks of last season and ended up starting the final 3 games. Now he's back in St. Louis after signing a 1-year deal. giving the Rams 3 quarterbacks on their offseason roster and with a chance to earn a final roster spot behind starter Sam Bradford. Clemens spent 5 seasons with new Rams offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer when they were both with the New York Jets. So Clemens knew this offense better than any current Rams player as soon as he stepped on the field. And in what effectively represented Mizzou's first public event with other Southeastern Conference schools, Coach Gary Pinkel took part in the SEC's spring football teleconference. When asked about the first conference game with Georgia on September 8th at Faurot Field, Pinkel said it will be mammoth. Mizzou's move from the Big 12 to the SEC will become official on July 1st.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Dustin Kopp, it was a beautiful, beautiful day here in southeast Missouri. I got a chance to go down to the Clearwater Lake area today and visit with some of our friends, Chief Richard Sanders and Mayor Bill Kirkpatrick and the folks from Medical Arts Pharmacy or Medical Center Pharmacy there in Piedmont about some stories that we're going to be featuring the rest of this week on 18 Eyewitness News. And it was just a gorgeous day. I almost went over to the lake and spent some extra time, but I couldn't do that today. I couldn't leave you back here to handle everything by yourself.
Well, I appreciate that, Fred.
I bet you do.
If you were going to go to the lake, I would have wanted to go with you. But, we did see some rain.
Yep.
But other than that, it turned out to be a nice day. Not too bad. And we're going to continue to see the off and on showers and thunder through southeast Missouri. And a greater chance on Friday, which we could also see some severe weather moving in on Friday as well.
All right. Well, we'll be watching the skies for the folks out there, and stay tuned to Channel 18 for the latest in weather information or any of the Dawkins broadcast stations. That does it for us tonight. Thank you for watching us. We'll be back later on this evening at 10 o'clock and then tomorrow morning at 6 with our early morning edition of 18 Eyewitness News. Have a blessed evening, everybody. God bless.
Have a good night, everybody. Newswatch is next.